you excited for PEI Potato Bravas? My name is Pico. I'll be a chef today, and I'll be making this fantastic meal. With me today, we have Chef Nick. Nick is gonna, and today we're gonna be serving some deliciousness. So, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about bravas. So this is a traditional tapas dish in Spain. So what we're making today, we're going to be using PEI russet potatoes. We're going to roast them in an oven with olive oil. We're going to toss them in garlic. And then we're going to make a bravas sauce. So bravas is Spanish for brave because the sauce has a little bit of kick. It's not hot, but it's smoky. After that, we're going to top it with a tzatziki. It's going to be a cool, creamy yogurt cucumber sauce. Does that sound good? Yeah! Oh my God, I just salivated talking about it. So, let's get going. We have a few things to make, but as I go through it, you'll see that this dish is very versatile. The potatoes could be used for anything. We're going to be making a bravas salt. We're going to make a bravas sauce, and we're going to make a tzatziki sauce. So, let's start with the salt. So this salt is going to be what we'll be using to season everything. We're going to season our potatoes, our sauce, and our finishing dish with it. And it's very simple. We're going to toss a quarter cup of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 tablespoon of pepper. And to that, we're going to add 2 different types of paprika. So today we'll be using a smoky sweet paprika and a smoky hot paprika. Can you tell me the difference? Anyone want to guess? What about you?
Wait, what were the two?
Sweet and hot.
It's just like sweet and hot.
That's exactly it. So paprika, if you know how we make paprika, you take a red pepper and you dry it under wood fire ovens. And when it's dry, you crush it, and that's how you get paprika. To get a sweet paprika, you just dry it as is. To get a hot paprika, you add some cayenne peppers to it. So for today, we're going to add a tablespoon of each into our bravas salt. And after that, all we have to do is toss it. And as you toss it, you get this beautiful mix of color. You get the red from the paprika, the beautiful flakes from the salt, the sugar, the pepper. And the end product is something like this. Look how beautiful it is. It's a beautiful bright red that's going to go on our potatoes, on our sauce, on our finishing dish. And like I said, you can use this on anything to make potatoes, roast carrots. You can put it on your fish, on steak, in a stew. It's really a beautiful flavoring salt. So we have our salt. The next thing is going to be our potatoes. We're using russet potatoes today. And the reason we want russet, we're looking for a potato that's white but also soft in the center. These potatoes are perfect for roasting because they really held their own. And when you roast them, you get a really nice crisp to them. So I already peeled and cornered them. That's really the best job. I wish I could use some of your help to do it today, but potatoes are peeled and quartered. After that, all we have to do is use some of our bravas salt for our potatoes. So I'm going to be using today maybe a tablespoon in my potatoes, and then toss them a little bit. Oh, one is trying to run away. There's no escaping today, Mr. Potato. So see, we're just going to toss it all until they're fully covered. And the end product again, one really did escape. So the end product is, look at it again. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
That's it. This dish is all about the color. And you're in PEI, it's all about the red. And that's why I really went for this dish. It's all about the vibrancy of potatoes and the red of our soil. So, Chef Nick behind me is actually ahead of time. He is cooking the potatoes. And spoiler alert, you might see what they look like before I'm done. So my potatoes are ready. Almost done? Oh, perfect. My potatoes are ready. So we're going to move to the next stage. But first, I want to talk about a little secret ingredient we'll be using today. We'll be using the iced apple liqueur from Deep Roots. Now, does anyone here speak French?
I speak a little.
There you go.
I do.
How do you call this? How do you call this in French?
I speak a little.
I'm not sure.
How do you call this in French?
I have no idea.
Anybody want to guess?
Pomme de terre.
Pomme de terre. There you go. So iced apple liquor, liqueur de pomme. So we're not very far from it, and this liquor is gonna act as a sherry for us. It's gonna give us an extra boost of tanginess to our Bravas sauce. So it's really, really fantastic. If you've never tried the Deep Roots products, they come in maple liquor, blueberry liquor. I like to put them on ice cream, and it's a perfect treat. So, how are we doing with the potatoes?
Looking ready.
Awesome.
They look so good.
So now we're gonna move to our Bravas sauce. So this sauce is gonna be what's gonna go on top of our tomatoes. And to make that, we'll be using some tomatoes, flour, a little bit of garlic, chicken broth, olive oil, and of course, our 2 types of paprikas. So first, you wanna be a little bit generous with your olive oil. I'll use a couple tablespoons worth of olive oil in my pot. That's a medium high. And after that, I'm just gonna let it heat up a little bit. Welcome everybody. Oh, I see a lot of new faces. Where are you from? Yes. From PEI, welcome. Charlottetown. I'm from Charlottetown too. I'll tell you a little bit about me while I wait for this olive oil to heat. So I moved to PEI from Moncton, but I'm originally from Senegal. And I came to PEI to work for Cavendish Farms, potatoes. And part of my job back then was to help source all the ingredients but the potatoes. So I was in charge of buying the spices and anything that make the potatoes taste beautiful. And after that, I tried the oysters, the lobsters. I was like, oh my gosh, this is every chef's dream. And since then, I've been a proud islander, and I absolutely love living there. So, my olive oil is hot. I'm gonna pour a little bit of garlic to it. And fun fact, this garlic is from PEI. Maybe most of you know, if you are from the island, we grow the best garlic in Canada, if I dare say that. So I'm using some garlic that was grown in PEI, and I'm gonna toss it in my olive oil and just let it warm up a little bit. I don't want it to burn. I just want to have the beautiful flavor of the garlic. And you should be able to smell it in a couple minutes. So and the fun thing about garlic also is you can hear it sizzle, and that tells you that you're almost there. And I don't know if any one of you can hear the garlic sizzle. Can you hear it? Okay. Oh, it's not ready yet. Can you smell it? Can you smell it?
Almost, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love garlic. I use garlic on anything. I make this pasta sauce that uses 30 cloves of garlic. Yes. It sounds scary, but do you know the fun thing about garlic? When you simmer it in olive oil, very, very low, it becomes sweet. So imagine 30 beautiful simmered garlic. You put tomato sauce in it. But we're not doing tomato sauce today. I digress. So my garlic is simmering. You can smell it. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste and some flour. And this is so that our Bravas sauce is going to thicken up a little bit. So there goes my tomato paste. So while my sauce cooks a little bit, I'm going to finish my potatoes. So anybody recall what I did? I added salt, my Bravas salt to it. And what I did, I let it marinate. Potatoes have this funny thing. They like to stick to salt. So you want to use your Bravas salt to season your potatoes. Let it sit for 10 minutes. And when you're done, we're just going to toss a little bit of PEI garlic unpeeled into our potatoes. And then add a little bit of oil. Oh, it does. It smells good. So here you go. We have Bravas potatoes, olive oil, and some PEI garlic. You can also see here the color is really intensified again. So now we're just gonna put it on a tray. So if you're at home and you're chef at home, like me, sometimes I don't like dirtying my pans, so I use parchment paper. So it's a neat trick to really cook your potatoes. They'll be perfectly fine. And what you want to do is lay them out on the tray, flat, covered in oil, and then they go in the oven at 450 degrees for 10 minutes. So, they're going to go in the oven. Chef Nick is going to put them up for me. My sauce is thickening. And can you smell this? Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
It smells nice. Eh? So, what I'm going to do now is, again, I'm going to add my sweet paprika. Here, I want to be careful because you can tell that sweet paprika and hot paprika look exactly the same. So, you don't want to mix it. So, we're gonna use a tablespoon of sweet paprika. And I'm going to add just a little bit of the hot one. I don't want something too spicy. I just want something that has a little bit of kick. And after that, I'm going to add some chicken broth to get my sauce. Oh, it smells beautiful. And the thing about paprika is it really has a smoky flavor. And you can smell it. It smells like a little bit like burnt paprika, but flavorful burnt paprika. So the sauce is going to thicken really fast. So you want to make sure that you keep an eye on it. And if you want the sauce to have a consistency that's really thick like a gravy, you can keep adding more chicken stock to it. But today, we're going to finish our sauce with some iced apple liquor from Deep Roots. So, I can tell you, the first time I tried this, I was like, do I have to cook with this?
Wait, are kids allowed to drink that?
So what we'll do, we'll add 1 tablespoon, couple tablespoons of this iced apple liquor into our sauce. Again, it's going to give it a nice tanginess to it. It goes very, very well with the paprika. And traditionally in Spain, when they make this dish, they use a sherry. And again, it's to add that extra little bit of acidity to the sauce that we're going to later put on top of our potatoes. So my sauce is ready. Do you want to see what it looks like?
Yeah. Oh, that looks yummy. Looks like tomato sauce, but not tomato sauce.
It does look like tomato sauce. But like, remember what I was saying? It looks like the island, our red soil, right?
Yeah, it does.
Beautiful. Awesome. So, how are we doing, Chef Nick? Oh, they look beautiful. So we're almost there. We've done our Brava salt. We've done our potatoes with the Brava spice. We have our sauce. So the last thing we're going to do is a tzatziki. So in Spain, when you go to Spain and you order this dish, which is everywhere in Spain, every restaurant has a potato bravas on their list. It's often served with an aioli, so it's a whipped egg yolk. But today we're going to use a tzatziki because I wanted something soft, sweet, that goes really well with our island. So tzatziki, very, very simple. Again, this is something you can make with your potatoes or side dish to anything. It's a mix of yogurt, mint, pepper, salt, and pressed cucumber. So this is my tip for tzatziki and why we're using pressed cucumber. Cucumbers have this thing where they carry a lot of water. So when you put it with yogurt, all that water is going to go into your yogurt. And if you don't want a soupy tzatziki, you're going to get it. So what we do, you take the cucumber, you shred it, you put it in a sieve, and you put paper towel. And all that water is going to go down. And at the end, you get a beautiful, crisp, cold cucumber that has no water. So let's go with the tzatziki. I'm going to add just a cup worth of yogurt. And to that, we'll add some PEI garlic. Again, some beautiful garlic grown on the island. I'm going to add some salt, a couple pinches of black pepper, and my pressed cucumber. We're going to toss it up a little bit just to mix it all together. And after a little while, you want to add some olive oil. And this olive oil is going to allow it to have just a little bit of creaminess. Awesome. How are you doing? Everybody still hungry about potato bravas? We're almost there. I can smell with the plate somewhere. Oh, I can't wait. So my tzatziki is almost there. I have my yogurt, cucumber, salt, pepper, and I'm gonna finish it with some mint. And again, the mint is gonna give it a nice, cool freshness and a beautiful kick. So think of our crispy potatoes, a smoky, spicy sauce on top, and a beautiful, cold, cool, minty cream above it. Oh my gosh. Maybe we're not sharing this today. So, tzatziki is ready. And like I said, every single one of these dishes took a couple of minutes. This is a very easy recipe you can make at home. You can get the recipe on the Canada's Food Island website, and you'll have the recipe for the potatoes, the salt, the tzatziki, and the brava sauce. So it's a 4-in-1 recipe. Here's the tzatziki. Very beautiful. Oh, thank you, Chef Nick. The potatoes are ready. They're so beautiful. Look, you have a beautiful crisp because they're roasted in olive oil at a really high heat. And as Nick was scraping it, you could hear the crunch. Oh, yeah. So we're just going to use a little bit on our plate. And I'm going to top it up with my bravas sauce. Flavored with the iced apple liquor from Deep Roots. And we'll finish it with our cool tzatziki on top. Just gonna clean this a bit. And there you go, a beautiful potato bravas, PEI Potato Bravas with salsa bravas and tzatziki.